Back in the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, a packed house on its feet in anticipation of the opening kickoff. Jim Mora, third year with the Colts, turned it around last season with a 13-3 record. Bobby Ross, in his fourth season with the Lions, has made the playoffs 2 of 3. Desmond Howard will be deep to return as the Lions have won the coin toss, elected to receive. One of the great returners with a long of 70 yards. They want to kick it high and get good hang time. 2 5-2 teams, and Danny Kite kicks off for Indianapolis. Good hang time, 2 yards deep. Howard comes out with it. Finds a seam and gets across the 30-yard line. And David Sloan, the tight end, will be involved in the passing game more today. Play fake, Batch under pressure. Gets rid of it, almost intercepted. Cornelius Bennett with a diving attempt. 3 wide receivers in for the Lions on 2nd and 10. Brian Stabline, number 83, joining Johnny Morton and Herman Ward. Delay to James Stewart. No hole there. Great job inside, led by the middle linebacker Dwight Hodger, and Chad Bratsky there as well.
You know, Sam, they came out on the very first play of the game and they tried to play action, and that's been a lot of their problem. Their play action pass for Detroit just hasn't been there because you don't have a safeties and linebackers coming up biting on that run game if the run game really isn't there for them. They need to establish that run game on first down so they're not in this 3rd and 9 situation.
Batch straight back and lets it rip. Try to get it to David Sloan. Tony Blevins, number 26, may have gotten a finger on it. Sloan, the intended receiver.
It sure looked like it. And, you know, this is a guy that they've got to get involved in the offense a little bit more. Sloan, the tight end. It looked like Blevins' finger just did get a piece of it, but Sloan has to make that catch. And they're going to have to rely on different receivers to get downfield since their wide receiver has been decimated by injuries.
John Jett had one blocked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Lions' last game a week ago last Thursday. Good high kick. Terrence Williams waits for a fair catch at the 22-yard line. So the Colts go on offense after 3 and out by the Lions. 48-yard punt. Ken Dilger went in motion. Edgerrin James on first down. Not much there. Manning checking off. Edgerrin James broke a tackle and got hit hard by Ron Rice. Scott Kowalkowski was there as well.
No, offensively, the Colts, some of the big things that they like to do is their whole package relies on first down stuff to get you on first down 4 or more yards. Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator, says that's what he wants. On first down, I want to put us in manageable situations. What kills first down for these guys is pressure from the defensive line. Detroit was able to get that on the first 2 plays.
Colts have 3 wideouts in. The Lions have 6 defensive backs. On 3rd down, they whistle it dead. Adam Meadows, the right tackle, moved. Mike Carey is our referee.
Offense, number 73, 5 yards, 3rd down.
You know, one of the things that Peyton Manning does behind center, Sam, is when he's at home, he likes to have a long cadence under center. Because the longer he draws out that cadence, he's able to see safeties cheating towards their coverage and get a better feel for where he wants to throw the ball. And that's what he did that time. He drew that count out long, and Adam Meadows jumped early.
Working out of the shotgun. Have to get to the 33 for a first down. And here comes Porcher across the line.
Free shot downfield.
Yep. Peyton Manning running away from the Lions, throws it down, intended for Marvin Harrison. It's incomplete, but this penalty will be against Detroit.
There's that long snap count again. They drew him, Sam. He just takes his time under center, and he has a long snap count.
Outside defense, number 94, 5 yards, remains 3rd down.
And the crowd noise plays to the favorite at home. You know, they're quiet. These fans know their football, and they're quiet. That time the hard count, just going on 4, and it gets those blitzers jumping inside. You know what was unbelievable, though, is the presence he had. He knew they jumped off sides, and he started waving downfield. Go downfield, we'll take a shot.
Absolutely. Jerome Pathan, number 86, is in. He's split to the right side. Manning again out of the shotgun. Have to get to the 33 for a first down. Harrison in motion. Manning gets some pressure. Went underneath. Terrence Wilkins. First down across the 40. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Westbrook chased him out of bounds. They'll spot it across the 43. Nice pickup to Wilkins, who's a very valuable man.
Well, pretty nice. Watch it. They run a crossing pattern on both sides, Sam. What they do, you're going to see Dilger coming. Over here is Wilkins. He's coming this way. Dilger's going that way. See that cross? Now you lose a defender in the middle there through that crossing route, and Wilkins becomes wide open.
Pickup of 18.
A lot of times you'll see one guy drag across the middle on a crossing route there. Rarely do you see the double cross.
Two tight end formation. Dilger in motion. The play fake. Manning with time.
Pollard.
Marcus Pollard complete at the 37-yard line. The other tight end, and this Marcus Pollard does it all. He's a blocker. He's the tight end. He can go out and receive.
Yeah, he does. I really like this guy in their offense. 81. You talk about all the other positions, but Pollard, as you mentioned, lines up in a lot of different places. He lines up. Primarily, their primary set is 2 tight ends, and he's the other tight end. But he'll motion him. They'll even widen him out to the slot receiver, and he has the speed of a wide receiver. That time he was lined up at the tight end spot and just stretched the seam on a deep curl.
There's Edgerrin James on first down. No hold. Try to bounce it back, and a flag comes in late. Alan Aldridge made the tackle on Edgerrin James, and there's a holding penalty against the Colts. And Bobby Ross wants it. You can see that.
That stretch play that we just saw, they try to run to the outside.
Offense number 78. 10 yards, remains first down.
And what they try to do is you get to the corner, and you get Edgerrin James to the corner. It's been very effective for him. Here's 78, and see where his hand is outside here on Scroggins. Those hands get outside the framework of the shoulder pads, and they're going to get that flag. And they're always going to throw that flag when you're on the perimeter. When you're on the end of the line, you may be able to get away with it inside, but when you're on the end of the line and you're running to the outside, they'll find it.
That's Tarek Glenn, the new daddy.
Well, that may be some of the problem.
Yeah, Thursday, his wife Maya gave birth to their first child. Tarek Isaiah, 6 pounds, 11 ounces. Congratulations to them.
Mom and baby are watching.
1st and 20 for the Colts. Manning.
They got Pollard deep.
Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Pollard was open, but good pressure. The Lions haven't gotten that many sacks this season, only 13, but they seem to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Well, you still want the sacks. And what you have to do is make Peyton Manning hold the ball in there. And that's a good job. If you make him hold the ball, your chance of success against them goes up. Make him hold the ball and get some pressure on him. Here's Dilger, the other tight end. He's going to run it. He's open in the middle field, and Pollard was on the other side too, and he was wide open. Just Manning held the ball too long, and pressure got there.
3 wide receivers for the Colts, 5 defensive backs for the Lions. On 2nd and 20, the delay to Edgerrin James. Takes it outside, and a good job by Ron Rice. The strong safety came up, grabbed a fistful of jersey, and wouldn't let go. Good job by Rice.
When you talk about Edgerrin James, I go back to the draft choice with Ricky Williams. And, for Bill Polian, the GM, in my opinion, the moves that he has made, he had some tough decisions. It was Peyton Manning or Ryan Leaf, and that went down to the 12th hour before they really decided. I mean, it was up in the air. And they went with the proven guy because of the way Peyton handled himself. And then it was the Heisman Trophy winner. Do I go with him or Edgerrin? And the guy has made some great decisions, and they're paying off, obviously.
Have to get to the 27 for a first down. Flags go down, and they stop the play. Mike Carey getting the input. And will fill us in. As Jim Mora looks on.
False start. Offense, number 50. 5 yards, remains third down.
That's on the right guard, Larry Moore, third-year man from BYU, who was the center last year, moved over to right guard this season, with Jeff Saturday taking over as the center.
In the neutral zone at the time of the false start.
You know, defensively for the Lions, Sam, you talked about them getting pressure and getting, you know, what that pressure does is it leads to the turnovers. And that's really where, as a team, that's where the Lions have been exceptional.
Yep.
And that's what's given them the life that they've had. That's why they're 5-2 right now.
Lions lead the NFC with 21 takeaways, 14 interceptions. 3 wide receivers for the Colts. Dilger sets up next to Manning. Manning under pressure, gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. Threw it to the sideline where the Detroit Lions were standing. Good pressure from James Jones and Robert Porcher.
You know, it seemed all 4 of their defensive line were in there. They only rushed 4 here. Porcher's on the outside. Here comes Scroggins and Jones on the other side. And all 4 of their defensive line. If you can get there with 4 and cause Peyton Manning that much trouble, you're doing pretty good.
Hunter Smith way up there. That's exactly what they want him to do, but it goes into the end zone. So the Lions will get the ball at the 20-yard line, but they want to stay away from those long returns by Desmond Howard. No score in the game, 9:06 to go in the first. Back at Indianapolis, where the Lions defensive line did a good job of getting pressure on Peyton Manning.
Well, you can see their coaches over there talking to him on the sideline, saying that's the kind of pressure we need out of the front 4. If we've got a chance today, we've got to keep rattling their quarterback.
Lions come out in 2 tight ends, and they both shift. Walter Rasby, number 89, David Sloan, number 86. Johnny Morton in motion. Batch, short drop. Nobody open. And a good run for Charlie Batch. Up to the 36-yard line.
JB, I think it was the pressure you guys put on him in the studio show last week that got that response. Good job.
On first down, James Stewart pushing hard up the middle for a couple of yards. Barrett Brooks, number 76, is in at left tackle.
Yeah, there he is, right there.
Replacing Ray Roberts, who's been bothered with a knee.
Well, Ray Roberts just hasn't bounced back. He's been a tough guy. He's fought through the pain. He's been out there battling, but they just haven't had the productivity out of Ray Roberts that they would have liked to have. Ray was normally your pass type left tackle over here. That's what he did. He was a good pass pro. But they need a guy in there for the run game. They really need someone to get up there and bang.
Larry Chester, number 64, in for the Colts. James Stewart is thrown back, led by Cornelius Bennett. Cornelius Bennett in his 14th year, originally a draft pick of the Colts, but he was traded on a draft day deal.
Well, one thing you're going to do is you've got right here, you've got to get Chad Bratsky blocked. If you're going to pick up your speed, you've got to maintain it with the speed of a Bratsky. You see him with the rip inside. He gets that depth and penetration in the backfield, and then Bennett's there to wrap it up. That was right over Barrett Brooks, who just got in the game to be the run blocker.
Lions have 3 wide receivers in, have to get to the 46 for a first down. Charlie Batch checking off. Under pressure. The throw is incomplete. Over the head of Herman Moore. Big time pressure from the outside. And the Lions forced to punt again.
You know, as long as they get in that 3rd and 6 and 7 or more, they're going to be that way. And that's really been their struggling point. 3rd down percentage, they've got to be close to the worst in the league. They're about 29%. And you just can't win ball games when you're 3rd and forever.
John Jett's second punt is a good one. Way back goes Terrence Williams to the 5. Lions have it covered as Wilkins gets back up to the 9-yard line. Terrence Wilkins. My apologies, I called him Terrence Williams. No score in the game, 6:50 to go in the first.
That's what Tom Moore tries to get done. On first down, you see the Colts average per yard 6.4, and if they can get that on first down, they're going to end up with a manageable 3rd down.
2 tight ends in, throwing short to Marvin Harrison. Harrison has caught a pass in every game he's played in the NFL, 68 consecutive games.
You know, this two tight end set it's their primary set they line up. One will be 85 over here. That's Dilger. Then they got 81. And it puts a strain on the defense because right away you think it's going to be run. And here they are here. There's 81. And there's now look, both can come out as receivers. And they high-low you underneath, or they'll stretch the field on you. They're also very good run blockers. There's Dilger right there. Watch this.
He goes in motion. Sets the block for James, and James is stopped at the line. Good penetration by Luther Ellis.
Yeah, that came from the other side of where the play was going. Now, Dilger got up in there to hole. They don't have a fullback. They got one on the roster, but they rarely use it. They'll motion him out. Now he's the fullback. But this is where the pressure comes from right there. That's Luther Ellis, because if he doesn't get that pressure, there's the hole.
Have to get to the 19-yard line for a first down.
Pressure is what disrupts all of the good things you can do offensively. The run game and the pass. And right now the front four for Detroit are getting after it.
Empty backfield as Edgerrin James went in motion. And the pass is to Edgerrin James. He's got a first down at the 33-yard line. 25th reception of the season for Edgerrin James. A great all-around every down back. As Tom Moore says, I don't believe in third down backs.
Well, you don't need a third down back if you have him. They bring him out of the backfield. That's him right there. Now he's working on the nickel. That's Lamar Campbell. And you see that little pattern right there by Dilger. Dilger clears it, and then Edgerrin falls underneath. Kind of like what they say tick, but what it does is it's just running routes to cross up the defenders. And I think that's a mismatch anyhow when you have Campbell on the back, James.
Manning gets time.
Pollard.
Marcus Pollard, second catch of the game at the 42 of the Lions, and he has been open every time he's gone downfield.
Yeah, you're right. Every time he's been running a route so far, he has been open, and so has Dilger. He's lined up to the left side right here, and he's just going to stretch the defense. He's coming down the seams. There's 81 coming down, and he gets in between the zone. Now he's behind the linebacker and in front of the safety. There's 81. Watch, he gets by the linebackers. Now he's open, and he slows down in front of the safety. And that's the cushion in a zone. You get behind the backer, and he has the speed to do it.
Edgerrin James on first down. Maybe got a yard on the play. Chris Claiborne made the tackle. Jared DeVries, number 95, has come in for Tracy Scroggins on the defensive line for the Lions.
One of the things Larry Peccatella, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, told these guys is when they run the stretch play this way, don't overrun it. Don't everybody get out here. Stay in your gaps. Now watch all the white jerseys here staying in their gaps and getting the fill. There's
Larry Peccatella.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with what the guys have done there.
2nd and 9. Manning sends everybody out and completes. Once again, Marvin Harrison, who now in his 5th year in the NFL has gone over 5,000 yards in his career.
You know, we talk about the big three and Peyton and James and Harrison, but watch 81 and 85 are integral parts of this. Here's 81. He's going to come this way, and it's like a high-low route. They get you low underneath. Now it puts a strain on the secondary. If I jump up and take him, now the safety's got to come up on Harrison. 81 and 85 to me are integral parts of this offense. They may not get all the credit that goes around because the big play guys are James and Harrison, but they sure set it up.
First down at the 31, the play fake. Manning going deep, and it is caught by Marcus Pollard. Touchdown! What a show Marcus Pollard is putting on here in the first quarter.
And a dunk. And you know he's an old basketball player at Bradley. And he showed he still had some skills to go up and put it down. For a guy that came out of school and never played organized football at the collegiate level, just a basketball player, for their scouting department to go out and find him and bring him in as a free agent and turn him into what he has been now, that's quite a credit to the Colts organization.
3 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown for Marcus Pollard here in the first quarter. Tom Moore says he likes to be aggressive with his offense and always wants to score first. The Colts have scored first as Mike Vanderjagt kicks the extra point through. 3 catches for Marcus Pollard. Peyton Manning is already 7 for 9. 7-play drive, 91 yards, touchdown Pollard. A career-high 74 yards for Marcus Pollard.
Here's Marcus Pollard. He comes in motion. As he comes in motion, this becomes man. And Kurt Schultz, the safety, has to take the tight end. Except in Pollard's case, he's got the skills of a wide receiver. The skills and speed of a wide receiver.
Nice adjustment. Peyton Manning was 5 for 5 on that drive. Danny Kite kicking off. Hooks it to Desmond Howard 2 yards deep. Howard lowered his head and goes down at the 18 or 19-yard line. Colts cover it well. Peyton Manning, 15 touchdown passes in the last 7 games, including this one. He found the tight end, Marcus Pollard. Back in Indianapolis with the Lions. First down at the 18. The play fake by Charlie Batch, and he's hit. And the ball got loose. And the Colts have it.
Somewhere underneath all that's Charlie Batch.
A big hit on Charlie Batch, popped it loose.
It's going to come from the outside here. So watch Roberts. It's Bradsky on the outside. He gets by Roberts. Weak left leg. He's been nursing that leg for some time now. The surgery he had in the offseason, it was a drastic surgery, reconstructed everything, and hasn't been able to get the plant that he's been wanting to get. Bradsky just grabs his hands, and Roberts doesn't drift back with him.
Bradsky forces the fumble. Larry Chester, number 64, recovered it. 1st and 10, or is it 1st and goal? They're right on the 10-yard line, close to it. Edgerrin James cuts it back. Takes it outside, stiff arms one man. Gets to the 5, and the ball is knocked loose.
That's going to be right where he fumbled it.
As it went out of bounds, it will be Colts ball at about the 4-yard line.
They're going to question here where that ball went out of bounds. Now, if it fumbled and went out of bounds before the pylon, that's going to go back to the spot where he fumbled. If it goes into the pylon, which is the end zone,
it would be a touchback. Alan Aldridge, number 55, the linebacker, forced the fumble, popped it loose.
Well, we know where he's going to fumble here. It's the extra effort that James is giving here where this ball pops out. He gets hit on the backside right here, and that ball comes out. Now, I can't see right over there where it went out.
Let's see here.
The ball's out there, so if it goes before the pylon, it bounced over the pylon.
The ruling on the field as the ball was fumbled out of bounds over the top of the pylon.
That would be a touchback. Yes.
First down.
All right. So back-to-back fumbles.
There's
the
Lions
bounce have it back
over top of the pylon. Now, see, the reason being is that end zone extends outside the pylons, out of bounds, infinitively.
This play, the fumble by Edgerrin James, ruled a touchback on the field, has been challenged.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen here is they're going to lose a timeout.
The Colts have challenged.
I want to explain to you why. See, this goal line here extends out of bounds. And in essence, it goes all the way, travels all the way around the world, the globe, Sam, and comes back and meets the other end zone on the other side. It goes on forever. So if it bounces out right here, that's the same if he was carrying the ball and dove over that way, that would be a touchdown. They'll get a charged timeout against them.
The referee will take a look, and Mike Carey will make the ruling. Alan Aldridge came back and popped that ball loose out of the hands of Edgerrin James.
What they may be challenging is down by contact as well. Let's see, take a look at his knee, and he's underneath. It's not down on the ground. That's the only other thing that would be challengeable.
Mike Carey looking at all the replays, and he will make the final ruling. Indisputable visual evidence is necessary to overturn the ruling on the field. So the numbers for Jim Mora on his challenges. The head supervisor of officials, Jerry Seaman, is here in attendance and overseeing things.
Jerry's always done an outstanding job with all this, with the officiating crews, developing officials, bringing guys in, helping everybody, including the networks and the coaches and teams, understand instant replay and when you can and cannot challenge and when it's advisable to.
Long look from Mike Carey. Colts with a 7-0 lead on the Lions. You look at the strong safety Ron Rice, and that was a big play by the Lions. Here comes the ruling from Mike Carey.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Indianapolis will be charged with their first timeout.
Jim Mora doesn't like it. Bobby Ross is satisfied. His team has the ball back.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a good idea to challenge it, to be honest with you. Unless they didn't understand the rule itself. He's not down, and the ball bounces over. When it goes over, as I said, that end zone extends forever, and if it had gone over that way, carrying the ball, it would have been a touchdown.
So now the Lions back in possession at the 20-yard line. Charlie Batch has yet to complete a pass. That was the 22nd takeaway of the season by the Lions. They lead the NFC, second in the NFL. Morton went in motion. James Stewart cut it back. Nice run. And is tripped up by Jason Belzer as he gets up close to the 40-yard line. Good run by James Stewart.
Excellent cutback by James Stewart. You know, they'd like to get their runs going. They feel more comfortable running behind Aaron Gibson and Jeff Harding. Now they brought the two tight ends over to this side, and they reset the defense. Now see all the blue jerseys over here for the Colts? That gives them that alley on the backside. They get them shifting with the two tights, and you're overloaded to that side, and Stewart cut it back.
Three wide receivers in for the Lions on first down. It's Stewart cutting back again. Gets up to the 40-yard line before he is forced back. Pickup of 3 on the play. Cornelius Bennett led the charge for the Colts. The Lions, as we mentioned, one of the top teams in forcing turnovers. They haven't necessarily turned them into a lot of points, but a lot of that depends where those turnovers happen. Here you had a turnover where they stopped a potential score of the Colts.
Well, and I think that's been, for the most part, why they've been in game. It's because they've taken points from other teams, but they're not getting points themselves off of it.
The blitz coming, Batch in trouble,
Fumble.
And he shoveled it away. He got it to David Sloan. What a play by Charlie Batch. That was not a fumble.
I don't know. Wait, I don't know. That was not a shovel pass.
I think it was.
He looked like he got hit from behind, and that ball popped into Sloan. I don't think he got his arm extended in a shovel.
Let's find out who's right, you or me.
From the backside, he gets pressure, first of all, right here from Cornelius Bennett off the side. He's down around his ankles. Now, Josh Williams is going to hit him right there.
He passed that ball.
He got it extended.
Good play. Heads-up play by Charlie Batch. Cornelius Bennett is shaken up on the play.
Let me borrow those glasses, Sam.
Cornelius Bennett was shaken up on the play, but went off under his own power, replaced by Marcus Washington.
He had some great pressure. I couldn't see from that angle. Sam, if I could borrow these binoculars, I would have had that eagle-eye view that you had on the
It's always something.
Good call. Good eyesight there, buddy.
All right, here's third down. Lions have to get to the 48-yard line. Mario Bates, the third down back, is in the backfield for Detroit. Batch under pressure, gets rid of it, and it's almost intercepted. Went through the hands of Johnny Morton and then was dropped by Tony Blevins.
You know, for a defense that has been under scrutiny throughout the season, they sure are getting a lot of pressure up front today. Vic Fangio has this group flying around, a lot of zone blitzes. They're dropping defensive linemen off and coming with other guys on the sides. Safeties are getting up there, linebackers. They're getting pressure. They're getting to Batch.
Third punt of the game for John Jett. Good high kick. Wilkins looks around, lets it bounce, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. And we have come to the end of the first quarter. The Indianapolis Colts scoring on the 31-yard pass from Peyton Manning to Marcus Pollard, lead it 7-0. Happy Halloween. A couple of days early. We're in Indianapolis for the Colts and the Lions. And the quarterbacks are talking things over here.
And they need to.
Yeah, the offense hasn't gone anywhere for the Lions.
You see what they've done. They have not crossed midfield yet. They haven't got it across the 50. Only 39 yards collectively in 4 possessions.
Pollard is lined up as a blocking back. The play fake. Manning going outside. And it's caught. Marvin Harrison with another grab. And Tampa Bay also trying to get back in it after 4 straight losses. Edger and James. Pollard blocking for him, but not much. Stephen Boyd, good defensive charge for the Lions. The middle linebacker, number 57, made the stop on Edger and James.
A few weeks back, Stephen Boyd was nicked up a little bit and missed some time, but you know, they feel his presence. When he's in the middle of that defense, he is everywhere. He can get from sideline to sidelines. He won't get knocked around by big bodies. If a guard gets out on him with a center, he's able to stand in there, take him on, shed him, and get to where he needs to be.
2 tight ends. Harrison and Wilkins are the wideouts. Mark Campbell came up showing blitz. Edger and James takes it outside and is bumped out of bounds by Terry Fair. Peyton Manning, who always feels the pressure of trying to score touchdowns for his Colts.
Last time we had the ball 12 plays in the first half. We had it once each quarter. So it makes you feel like that, hey, we had the ball in the first half. We need to score. We need to do something with it because we might not get it back anytime soon. And so it really makes you do is try to get touchdowns. If you take a long drive and they're going to eat the clock and you get a field goal, next thing you know, you're down 14-3. We need to score touchdowns. You get in that red zone, you got to get it in.
Manning out of the shotgun, steps up and fires incomplete.
He was referring to last week's game versus the Patriots when the Patriots just chewed the clock up on them. J.R. Redmond ran all over their defense, and they rarely had any time to get out there. As he mentioned, only 12 plays in the first half, and they had to score points to stay alive. They had to score, and they had to score quick.
Only the 3rd incompletion for Peyton Manning. Desmond Howard is back deep. Hunter Smith with a strong leg. Big kick, high, deep. Howard at the 9. Looking for return room. Gets up to about the 15-yard line. Jim Finn, number 36, was there. 54-yard punt. 4.8 seconds hang time.
That's the closest Finn has got to the football.
Sylvester Croom, the offensive coordinator, his passing game just 1 for 5 thus far. From the 15, James Stewart wrapped up. Bernard Halsey, who's really played well so far. He's his first year with the Colts, came over as a free agent from the Giants, 5th year in the NFL.
You know, one thing that Sylvester Crooms was concerned about, he said, you know what? He said, everyone talks about Indianapolis or giving up yards or giving up this, that. He says, I'm concerned that they're going to come out. He said the last 2 series last week, he said they played good football and they got after people. They shut down JR. He was hoping it wouldn't carry over. It looks as though it is.
Yes. Batch completing to David Sloan, the tight end, gets up to the 19-yard line. Only the second completion for Charlie Batch, and both to David Sloan. Where are the wideouts?
Yeah, well, one of them is healing right now. One of them is healing in Jermaine Crowell, and they don't expect him back for 6 or 7 weeks. And they haven't put him on IR because that's how bad they need him. They need him in December. They can't wait to get him back. They don't have anybody that can stretch the field for them. Herman Moore's been ailing with that hamstring. And Johnny Morton and Stabline are possession-type receivers.
Have to get to the 25 for a first down. Long count. Batch gets time, and it's dropped. David Sloan, the intended receiver. Tyrone Poole made the play. And yet another punt for the Lions. The fourth for John Jett. 47, 56, and 59. The 59-yarder was a touchback. Terrence Wilkins is back deep. Wilkins waiting at the 31 and returns. Has room. Nice cut. And then he's brought down. Brock Olivo, number 26, with a tackle up at the 44-yard line after a 50-yard punt. 3 wide receivers for the Colts on first down from the 45. Good field position. And there's Manning checking off.
He sees that 8-man front. He saw the safety up in the box. He's going over top of him. And why not?
Gets rid of it. Ken Dilger, the tight end. The other tight end. First quarter, it was Marcus Pollard. Now it's Ken Dilger. I used to see you do that.
So did Pat.
Manning had nobody open deep, went up short to Edgerrin James. Picks up a couple of blocks. Boy, what a move by Edgerrin James. Waited for his blockers to get over and picked up another 4 or 5 yards. Luther Ellis came over and made the tackle.
Remember we mentioned what the Colts, Tom Moore, and the offense tried to get done on first down.
Yeah.
Their season average 6.4. Today they're 10.7. But today they've had to get it done through the pass. Normally you see a lot more Edgerrin James popping things up through there on first down, picking up 4+ yards a carry. They've contained him. Where they're not getting it done, Detroit, is against the pass.
First down from the Lions, 32. Again, Manning checking off. And the Lions jumped offside. No, they blow the play dead. They may have been drawn. Let's check it out here.
You know, Peyton Manning, we've been taking that long count throughout the day.
Offside, defense number 91, unabated to the quarterback.
Okay, that's why they stopped it.
Still second down. Excuse me, the enforcement results in a first down.
Well, he's working them hard today. And for a defensive lineman, Sam, I know they always say, well, look at the ball, it's right there. But you're so bound up with emotions and just ready to spring off the line of scrimmage that hard count, you know, the fans are quiet. They know that they let their offense audible the plays at the line of scrimmage. And you get jumpy as a defensive end.
First down at the Lions 27. After the offside. Edgerrin James on the delay. Turns it into a big gainer. Try to cut back one more time and goes down at the 14-yard line. Bryant Westbrook covered him up. 13-yard pickup for Edgerrin James.
You know, you can say a lot of things about Edgerrin James, about what kind of ball catcher, receiver he is, what kind of runner he is, but the control he has over his body, it's just really amazing. He's low center of gravity. There's Dilger with the block outside on Rice. James reading that block, and then he's reading Harrison's block, able to throw on the brakes and come back. Kind of Barry Sanders-esque.
First down for the Colts. 9 carries, 29 yards for Edgerrin James. He's starting to warm up. Here he goes again.
And now it's Pollard
inside the 10, cuts back to the 6.
And last play it was Dilger with the block, Sam. This time they get Pollard outside with the block. He lines up on the opposite side, and he comes. Here's Pollard. He's over in here. Now watch him lead through and get that block right there in the seal. Boom. He gets the seal, and there's Edgerrin with a sweet move. You know, they've got Marvin, they've got Peyton, and they've got Edgerrin, but I'll tell you what, 81 and 85, the tight ends, Pollard and Dilger, they're something else. They make this thing go.
And Manning gives them the credit. He says right up front they're the keys to the offense. They've got the big superstars. Here's Pollard in motion. James straight up the middle. And he's got a first down inside the 5, close to the 3-yard line. Stephen Boyd made the tackle for the Lions, but not before Edgerrin James got the first down.
You know, watch Steve Boyd here. I mean, I talked about how he gets into the blocker and then gets off of the blocker. Here he is inside. Watch 57 right here. Watch him step up. Watch him take on the center. Bang! He hits the center, gets by him, and wraps up. Even he makes that tackle as the center is dragging him down.
Number 74 is eligible.
And that's how you want your middle linebacker to play.
Waverly Jackson is in as a tight end. That's a tackle eligible. First and goal at the 3.5-yard line. The play fake. Manning throwing deep and throws it away. Nobody close. Everybody looked covered. And Manning threw it away. Brings up a second and goal for the Colts. Good start to the game. Last week, the Patriots just maintained possession. The Colts had just a little over 6 minutes of possession in the first half. This game, the defense has done a great job for the Colts, and the offense had the 1 touchdown pass in the first quarter, looking for another one here. 3 wide receivers for the Colts. There's Manning going up and down the line, checking off. James, short pickup, maybe got a yard on the play. Here comes 3rd and goal. Good job inside by the Lions.
You could almost smell that coming as soon as they went to that spread formation with the 3 wide receivers. They're going to try to get that block, but a nice job again by Luther Ellis, 94. You talk about a mass of a human being. They're a big body guy that gets the push in there, the power. I mean, he just took Saturday, the center, and just drove him right back into James.
3rd and goal from the 3. Blitz coming. Manning into the corner. Touchdown!
What a throw.
Marvin Harrison. He beat Bryant Westbrook on the play. Put up another one for the combination of Manning and Harrison.
Sam, right before the snap of the ball, Peyton Manning took his time at the line of scrimmage, looked out to Harrison, saw the matchup outside with the man coverage, and he gave him the sign. He looked out to him, he gave him that sign. That was they're going to the fade. And Manning dropped back 3 steps and threw it to the pylon, and Harrison was there.
40th career touchdown for Marvin Harrison. Mike Vanderjagt for the extra point. And the Colts on 2 touchdown passes thrown by Peyton Manning. This one is to Marvin Harrison.
Take a look. He looks outside and says, money, buddy, money. And that's the man coverage outside, and he's throwing the fade to the pylon. And that's when you have money. Here's Peyton Manning, and what he sees under center is he sees a matchup here, he sees the safety here. That means he's one-on-one on the outside. He gives him that sign, and there's the fade to the pylon. We talk about working together and the things they do. He was out here before the game, hours before the game, throwing the ball and throwing all the routes to Marvin Harrison, throwing the ball to Edgerrin James, working on his drops. The guy's a relentless worker, and the results show.
Danny Kite. Good high kick coming down to Desmond Howard at the goal line. Howard finds an opening, gets up to the 25. Mustafa Muhammad, number 21, brought him down on the play. We talked to Peyton Manning about his strengths as a quarterback.
I'm not the fastest guy. If they're blitzing, I'm not going to be able to run away from you. But so my plan is I'm going to know what to do. I'm going to have a plan if you blitz, if you play zone. And that's why I study real hard during the week, you know, studying tape and studying the game plan. So I'm prepared for the different looks you might show me. And if they give you something that you haven't seen before, well, then I feel like I've been around long enough where I can make something happen.
Play fake Charlie Batch on first down as the Lions try to get back into it. The pass is incomplete. It was knocked loose out of the hands of Johnny Morton. Peyton Manning, who had a perfect rating as a quarterback rating last week against New England when he hit 16 of 20, already is off to a terrific start. 11 for 15, 2 touchdown passes. He hasn't thrown an interception in either of the last 2 games coming into today, and hasn't thrown one today, and now has 26 touchdown passes thrown to Marvin Harrison. Batch on second down. Pass is knocked down.
Mark Thomas.
Number 90, the backup defensive end, Mark Thomas, 9th-year man out of North Carolina State. His 3rd season with the Colts.
And as long as the Lions struggle on 1st and 2nd down to get any kind of yardage, the results on 3rd down are going to be that. They're going to be at the bottom of the league on conversion. And you've got to be able to move the chains. You know, you hear that term all the time, move the sticks, move the chains. Well, there's a lot to that, and you don't realize it until you're a team that can't do that.
Lions bring in Larry Foster, a speed guy, number 17. He's in the slot to the left. On 3rd down, Batch under pressure, gets rid of it and completes to Mario Bates, and then he is hit hard.
Oh, the Colts defense is swarming. They're all over the place. They were out of alignment. They weren't sure where the blitzer was supposed to come from, Tony Blevins, but it didn't matter because everybody was coming.
Batch had no time and no chance.
Washington was in there, Williams in there, 2 rookies.
Chad Bratsky went off, shaking up a little bit on the play. John Jett gets another punt away. Wilkins comes up, takes it at the 30, bumped into his own man, bounces off, and gets about an 8-yard return. Everything going right for the Colts. There is a flag down. There's a 41-yard punt, and the flag is against the Lions.
Before the kick, holding by the kicking team, number 44. The penalty is declined. 1st down. Timeout.
Lamar Campbell, 39, down there trying to cause a havoc. Gets back up and gets in on the 4th tackle.
Sam Rosen, Bill Moss at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, where Peyton Manning and the Colts have had 16 minutes, 11 seconds possession time to 8.5 minutes for the Lions. They lead 14-0 and start from their own 38. Manning with time. Good leaping catch by Terrence Wilkins up at the 46-yard line.
You know, this guy's another one of those stories that the great job they've done with free agents, bringing people in. Undrafted out of college. You know, people were down on his size, being only 5'8", 170 pounds. Wasn't invited to the NFL combines. They bring the guy in, and all he does is make plays. Every time he gets the ball, something exciting happens. You know, he went to the same high school as Eric Metcalf. After Metcalf, broke all Metcalf's records while he was there.
They feel he's tough. He's not big, but he's tough.
And he makes things happen.
Harrison comes in motion. Edgerrin James carries, wrapped up by Tracy Scroggins for no gain on the play.
If the one objective for Detroit was to take Edgerrin James out of the game and then deal with Manning, they've done that. If there's one thing the defense has done is the front four has gotten penetration up front. They've blown up the offensive line, and they've taken away running lanes for Edgerrin James. So they've kept him in check today. Now, where they haven't succeeded is in the pass coverage department.
Your guy's in, Jim Finn, to block for Edgerrin James.
Yeah, the fullback, he gets a shot here. Marcus Pollard comes out, and Finn comes in.
First-year man out of Penn.
Give him the ball.
3rd and short, I don't think so. There's the guy gets the ball, and a great charge by Luther Ellis. James Jones, number 98, knife through. Ellis was there as well, and a great job by the Lions defense.
Well, the one thing you know that they're going to do is they're going to 85 right here, Dilger. They're going to run the ball to Dilger's side. on a short yard. So James Jones gets the shot right there. He says, there it is, I'm taking it. So they slant that defensive interior to Dilger's side because he's the best blocker of the two.
Only the 12th 3-and-out of the season for the Indianapolis Colts. Hunter Smith. Oh, that one almost hit the top of the dome. Desmond Howard lets it bounce. Colts have it covered. And they down it at around the 5-yard line. 4.9 hang time for Hunter Smith. 51-yard punt and no return. They spot the ball at the 8-yard line. And the Lions try again. Batch just 3 for 10 for 11 yards. In trouble.
That's 2.
Safety. Josh Williams.
Josh Williams and Bernard Holsey were there for the wrap-up, but the guy that caused the whole thing was Bradsky. Bradsky got in there first, and that disrupted everything. Here comes Bradsky. Watch him. He's going to be the first in there, and then that's going to cause the havoc up front. He gets an inside move. There's the pressure. He gets an ankle, and Williams and Holsey are there for the 2 points. Chad Bradsky, I just love the way the guy plays the game of football. He is not the fastest. He's not nearly the most talented player. But you talk about a guy that each and every down shows the passion that he wants to play with. It comes out.
Second year with the Colts, coming over from the Giants as a free agent last year. Big dog lover. Has a couple of Doberman pinchers.
Yeah, he's passionate about his dogs as well. He said he wanted to get a couple dogs, and he did some research. I said, you researched getting dogs? He said, oh, yeah. He said, I researched everything because you need to get a dog that fits your personality. So, of course, my next question was, well, what kind of dog did you get? And he said, Doberman pinchers. I got 2 of them.
And you know why? Because they're sleek, they're athletic, and they're fearless.
Yeah, and he's a fearless defensive end.
No, the dogs will be well fed tonight. He's going to show dogs.
He might let the dogs out.
John Jett with a free kick.
He's the guy that's letting the dogs out.
Wilkins backtracks to the 11 and brings it back. Gets it outside. Watch out. Terrence Wilkins across the 40. It is all Indianapolis Colts. They lead 16-0, and they've got great field position to start.
And he's new back there. They brought him. They got the green light from Jim Moore to put Terrence Wilkins back there on kickoffs because he's a guy that when he gets the ball in his hands, he has to make you miss him. He yards after catch. He turns into a ball runner. Kevin Spencer, the special teams coach, was, hey, I've got a chance now. Wilkins is going to be in there with us. He's good for some yards.
Larry Foster shaking up on the play.
Another hurt wide receiver.
Larry Foster brought off the practice squad and seeing some action the last couple of weeks, shaking up on the kick coverage. Herman Moore has got the bad hamstring.
All the wide receivers been ailing. And the reason Larry Foster was brought off the practice squad is because Jermaine Crowell is out for another 7 weeks.
Manning, who will check off 85% of the plays are checked with me. Is that right, Bill? Is that what he was telling us?
Yeah, and that's an amazing thing for a quarterback in today's game.
Edgerrin James, no hole there. Strung out well by the Lions.
You talked about that, Sam. A lot of teams, run their offense. They'll call a play, they'll script plays, they do a lot of things. And Tom Moore gives Peyton Manning, so he's calling for it right now. Give him to me. There's Tom Moore. Says, all right, hang on, I'll get him out to you. I'm going to give you 2 running plays and a pass play. And he'll get in the huddle and he'll call him. He'll say, check with me, 34, 35, or slant. And they've got him, and they get to the line of scrimmage. And at home, they've got the slow count. He walks up there, takes his time, and calls to the offense what he's going to run.
He's letting the clock wind down to the 2-minute warning. And we have reached the 2-minute warning in the first half. And the Colts dominating things here in the Dome. They lead 16-0.
There's Peyton talking to his huddle. And, they'll give him, as I was saying, 2 run plays and sometimes 2 pass plays, all in the same sequence when they call him in the huddle. He gets the line. There he is now, talking to his guys. He's calling it out. and they'll go. Not many, hardly any at all, quarterbacks have that freedom to run their own offense.
3 wide receivers in out of the shotgun. Manning under pressure. Try to hit Terrence Wilkins. And he got knocked down after releasing the pass. Good pressure from Luther Ellis and Robert Porcher. Key point of the game for the Lions, who are down by 16. They did come back against Tampa Bay, but they're a long ways behind right now.
Well, they've got a
nearing
hold.
halftime.
They've got a hold right here. Big third down for them. Get the ball back to the offense and get a spark going before you go into halftime.
Defense hasn't played badly. The offense hasn't been able to get anything going. 3 wide receivers for the Colts. And there's Manning checking off. Gets rid of it and completes it to Marvin Harrison. And down the sideline he goes. Pushed out of bounds by Ron Rice inside the 30. Right at the 30 is where they'll spot it.
Here's Harrison. He's working on Tyrone Poole on the outside. He's going to come in the middle. See, they have to switch there. They have that little crossing route, and they had to switch who they're covering as a defense. There he is calling it you. There, whatever it is he's saying to him, he got it to him, and he got Harrison on the cross like little scissors route with the outside guy.
Picked up 29 on the play. Harrison 5 catches, 63 yards. Edgerrin James Jones, no gain. Strong push by the defensive tackle, James Jones. No huddle for the Colts. Manning sends everybody out. Throws underneath to Marvin Harrison. Gets down to about the 22-yard line.
You know, Bryant Westbrook was talking about number 88, Marvin Harrison. He said, wow, he says, I see a lot of receivers. And this is talking about a guy that plays Randy Moss twice a year. He says, I think this guy is the best in and out of his break and his consistent speed.
3rd and 3. Short drop. And
they're going to flag
Westbrook. Yeah, he was holding Marvin Harrison on the play.
He had his right arm, his backside arm on the play around the back and had a grasp of the back of his shoulder. Watch his right arm. He's going to reach in with his left arm, but his right arm is going to have a see his right arm?
First down.
His left arm's there, but his right arm has a fistful of his shoulder.
First down at the 19. Bryant Westbrook, who's really played well this season for the Lions and has turned his life around.
Buckle up, 3-9.
Had a couple of interceptions last week, was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Jerome Pathan, number 86, is in as a 3rd wide receiver. Manning sends Edgerrin James in motion. Manning fires, drop. Thrown a little behind Harrison. He made the adjustment, but he dropped it.
That's rare. That's rare to see. It's rare to see for both of them. It's rare that you see Peyton miss his mark, and it's rare that you see Harrison have his hands on the ball and not bring it in.
That's right. It's 2nd and 10.
That's amazing.
Wow, that's the first incompletion thrown at the cornerbacks.
Thrown at and the completion.
Out of the shotgun on 2nd down. Lions showing blitz. Here they come. Got rid of it to Dilger. Fights off one tackle. Gets down to about the 12-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
Timeout, Indianapolis. Their second. A 30-second timeout.
45 seconds to go in the first half.
You know, Indianapolis, Sammy, they talk about, you know, the 3-headed offensive monster, the juggernaut. And the amazing thing about this team is they're very adaptable to whatever situations they get into. Edgerrin James hasn't been the guy today. You know, he's had his times, and a couple weeks ago he rushed for over 200 yards. So you get defenses come in and try to bear down on him and take him away. And when they take him away, they use other resources, and they have a ton of them. They get the tight ends involved. They get Harrison involved. Wilkins, a flashy, creative wide receiver that makes things happen. And that offensive line just keeps protecting and blocking, and everything works out for them.
3rd and 3. Manning, pump fake, into the end zone. Dilger, touchdown. The tight ends have caught 2 touchdown passes today. A 3-touchdown pass day for Peyton Manning, and a big lead for the Indianapolis Colts.
That's resources. That's their other resources they get to. When they take 32 away, they have other ways of getting you. I'll tell you, I got to be honest, I thought Dilger got away with one, too. It sure looked like offensive pass interference.
Vanderjagt for the extra point. And the Colts, 3 touchdown passes and a safety, and they have a 23-0 lead.
Here's Dilger. He's going to be working on here on Lamar Campbell, which I don't know if you want that matchup at all. But watch Dilger. Campbell has a fistful of them, and he just it wasn't too bad at all. I thought it was worse. If anything else, Lamar carried him too long.
That's right.
He's carrying him, and Dilger says, get away. I've had enough of you.
That's beyond 5 yards. So
he carried him pretty far.
Little on each.
But, you know, you have a corner matched up on a tight end. Well, Lamar Campbell's 5'11", 183 pounds. Ken Dilger, 255, 260. Just a little flip of the arm, and there's some great separation.
Peyton Manning having another big day. 3rd touchdown reception of the season for Ken Dilger.
Howard Mudd, the offensive line coach, told me in his 27 years of coaching, he has never been around a tight end like Dilger.
Well, they have 2 good ones in Dilger and Pollard.
These guys have been active today, and that's the thing. You take away one guy, they've got other guys.
And what a day Peyton Manning is having. 16 for 22, 231 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Danny Kite. Desmond Howard, 2 yards deep. Trying to give the Lions a spark. He gets up to the 30-yard line. Mustafa Muhammad made the tackle for the Colts.
Peyton Manning has a bunch of guys. You know, he can go to this guy, he can go to Charlie Batch in his offense right now. They don't have any guys.
He needs guys.
He does.
3 wide receivers in. Pressure on Batch. Got to run away. Heads for the sideline, close to the 1st down marker. And right at the 1st down marker is where he went out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Well, that time all his guys were covered. He was looking for somebody downfield, and all across the board, all 4 receivers that were sent deep, everybody was covered up.
Charlie Batch, 3 for 10 for 11 yards passing in the game. Lions have just 43 yards total offense in the 1st half. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. The blitz coming. Batch steps up and runs again. Cross midfield, 1st time. And he is down at the Colts 44-yard line. Timeout called by the Lions with 21 seconds to go.
Detroit, they're first. A 30-second. Please set the game clock.
First time in Colts territory for the Lions.
23 seconds on the game clock, please.
A couple of seconds will be added to the game clock.
Herman Moore, Johnny Morton, Brian Stabline. No catches today.
Nope. David Sloan with 2. Mario Bates with 1. He really hasn't had time to throw, has he, Bill?
Well, the Colts have had pressure, but I've got to tell you, you know, pressure's fine, but if you've got a guy open, you adjust the pressure. There's been nobody open. We'll take a look. We'll watch this play downfield, and we'll take a look at the wide receivers, and each individual, and they'll be covered up. I've seen them run their routes, and I have not yet seen one of them get separation from a defensive back.
Lions 3 wide receivers. Colts have 6 defensive backs. from the Colts 44 with 23 seconds remaining. Blitz coming from the outside, picked up at the last second. Batch got rid of it under pressure, and it falls incomplete. Tyrone Poole was blitzing from the corner position.
Well, the pocket closed fast. I mean, it did close fast, but once again, there was no adjustments outside. Here comes Poole on the outside, and they get a blitz, and they drop a defensive lineman into the, but there's no adjustments. Look, all these routes, look, downfield, and look, they're all covered. Everybody's covered up all the way across the board.
Mario Bates in the backfield for the Lions. On 2nd and 10, everybody out, short to David Sloan, his 3rd catch. He gets down to the Colts 36. Cornelius Bennett made the tackle.
Another timeout.
Timeout, Detroit. Their second. A 30-second timeout.
14 seconds remaining in the first half. The Lions trying to do something before the end of the half.
You know, if the Indy keeps on the roll like they're going on right now, and the way this offense is gelling and their defense is swarming, you kind of look big picture, and you look at the AFC East. You know, Green Bay's down there, and Miami suffered a tough loss to the Jets, and right now they're struggling with Green Bay.
And the Jets right now are losing in Buffalo 17-7. So you could have Indianapolis sitting there tied for first place at the end of the day. And the Jets are coming in a couple of weeks.
In a division these guys can knock each other off. They have that capability each and every week.
That's why last week's win was so big for the Colts over the Patriots. Here's 3rd and 3. Batch checking off. Here comes the blitz. Batch throwing. Great catch by Herman Moore. There's a flag on the play. Terrific catch by Herman Moore, and the first reception by a wide receiver in the game for the Lions.
That's going to be holding against the Colts. They'll decline that. We'll wipe that off. They'll take the spot of the ball and the
Moore went out of bounds at the 11-yard line, a 26-yard pickup.
Pass, holding by the defense, number 29. The penalty is refused. The play results in a first down.
So the Lions with a 1st and 10 at the Colts 11-yard line with 7 seconds remaining.
Hold up. We're going to run the snap anyway.
Time for one play. 3 wide receivers. Mario Bates in for the Lions.
Yep.
And now the Colts have called timeout. There was confusion on the part of their defense.
Indianapolis, their second, 30-second timeout.
So a desperation charge down the field by the Lions here late in the first half. Colts are out of timeouts now. They lost one because of the challenge that failed.
Well, they've got if they want to go 2 shots at the end zone, they've got time. It'll be close. Yeah, it normally takes about 3.5 seconds. They could have time if they run it correctly. If they want to take 1 shot and kick a field goal, they will have time for that as well. They do have 1 timeout remaining. Herman Moore jumped up and called a timeout, but they didn't have to take that timeout before because of the penalty.
All right, if you go that first shot and you don't make it, do you just get 3 points on the board just to get something out of this?
I think you have to. I mean, I think you have to take the 3 points because you've got to go in to the locker room at halftime thinking that you've done something.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing but desperation. It's nothing but desperation. If you take 2 shots and come away with nothing, then you go into feeling at halftime with desperation.
1st and 10 for the Lions at the Colts 11. They go with 3 wide receivers. Mario Bates in the backfield. 7 seconds to go in the first half.
The fade.
Batch into the end zone for Herman Moore. Up he goes. It's incomplete.
Nice
Jeff
job.
Burris was there.
Ty Poole knocked that ball away. That was a good job by Poole. And that's the area where you have to take that shot down there with Herman Moore. They get him outside here. There's Ty Poole. Take your shot. Herman had his hand on it, but you see on the back end of the tip of the ball was Ty Poole. Watch Ty Poole's hand, on the nose of the ball. See him spit. That's awesome play by Poole.
Basketball play. Stuffed him.
You have to wonder if that hamstring injury to Herman Moore kind of hindered his ability to get up.
Jason Hansen, 29-yard field goal try. Last play of the half. And off the uprights and down. Incomplete. He hit both uprights.
That looked like a pinball machine.
But that's the type of day it's been for the Lions. Nothing has gone right. They couldn't get the points on the chip shot field goal attempt. Watch this.
Off the right one, hits the left one, and didn't have enough momentum to cross.
1, 2, and out.
And down in front.
It hit both posts and came out.
What did it? Look at that. Look at all that air up there. How does it hit both posts? You know how you golf and take that shot through the tree and they tell you a tree is 80% air? Try telling that to Hansen.
He can't believe it. But it stayed out, and the Lions stay off the board. And Bobby Ross is scratching his head.
And you know what? Sometimes that's all you can do when days like this come around.
That first half dominated by the Indianapolis Colts. 3 touchdown passes for Peyton Manning. And it's a happy time. The witches are out making trouble for the Detroit Lions. First half in Indianapolis, and the Colts lead it 23-0. The Visa halftime report is next. Back in Indianapolis, it all belongs to the Colts. 267 yards total offense to just 93 for the Lions. Time of possession, the Colts have doubled the Lions. And we talk about the big 3 for the Colts, and yet they've gotten help today from another big 2, the tight ends.
Yeah, they're really unheralded guys that you don't hear a lot about. But blue-collar guys in this offense. Tom Moore, they're very dependable guys. They stretch the field. Marcus Pollard has ability, as you can see, running the 7 route to the corner, the pylon, and then Ken Dilger. They'll find him across the middle of the field. And he's got the body and the size blocking. Watch, he gets 1 block. Pollard gets another block beside him. And James gets down to the 5. Then they get the mismatch. It's Dilger on Lamar Campbell.
Underway in the second half. Jason Hansen's kickoff taken by Pathan. Jerome Pathan gets up to the 25-yard line. He's brought down. As they came out of the locker room, our Eric Ritchie caught up with Lions head coach Bobby Ross.
Coach Ross down 23 right now. What do you tell your players to get back in this football game?
Well, it's a very ugly first half. You know, we got to protect in our throwing game. I mean, from the first play right on, we've had trouble, particularly on our left side, protection-wise. We got to try to keep some run in the ball game and, you know, try to get the passing game going. And defensively, we've got to play third down defense.
And on the left side, that was Ray Roberts, who's been replaced by Barrett Brooks. And they have had problems, but now it's the Colts from the 25. Edgerrin James hopped over 1 man. Stephen Boyd brought him down. Short pickup of about 3. Edgerrin James in the first half rushed for 36 yards.
You know, a guy that's been in the backfield all day is James Jones. I mean, he's been back there as much as Peyton Manning and Edgerrin James. Every time the ball is snapped, he's getting pressure. He's disrupting the running game. He's been in there wrapping guys up, causing big things to happen when they do happen for him.
3 wide receivers. Manning with hand signals. Hands off to Edgerrin James. Pulls away from 1 man. Is stopped at the 30-yard line by Stephen Boyd, the middle linebacker, with a good tackle once again. And Luther Ellis also got a piece of him. Last week in the first half, the Colts had the ball for only 12 plays, 6 minutes, 41 seconds. Today, they've dominated time of possession on the Lions. And we talked a lot about the offense, but I think the Colts defense has done a great job. They've been fired up.
I think that's been the big thing as well, Sam. They've been swarming. They're getting pressure on the quarterback, and they're covering downfield.
3rd and 4. Manning being rushed, throws, and it's incomplete. And there's a flag on the play. Terry Fair, Peyton Manning's former teammate at Tennessee, Maybe called on this as he was covering Terrence Wilkins, and it is against the Lions.
You know, Peyton Manning has a couple former teammates over there on that side. Not only Terry Fair played with him at Tennessee, but also
defense number 23. Automatic.
James Stewart.
First down.
He said it was James Little Man Stewart.
Yeah.
That was his nickname. He said James' dad called him Little Man all the time. Fair, he actually tried to get him to play offense his senior year. He wanted him over on the offensive side of the ball to be a wide receiver.
Said the coach put him in for one offensive play and was a running play, so it didn't work. But going against Terry Fair in practice every day had to help him.
He said it did.
Two tight ends in for the Colts. A first down at the 39. Dilger in motion. The play fake. Manning under pressure, dumps it off to Marcus Pollard. Flag on the play, and Pollard goes down hard. Terry Fair makes the tackle. No gain on the play. Holding against the Lions. So now not only are the Lions not able to get anything going, but they're killing themselves defensively with penalties.
Well, that play was designed for Marvin Harrison, who's lined up at the bottom of the screen to try to get across field.
Defense number 23. 5 yards. Automatic. First down.
Terry Fair.
You know, they're trying to settle him down too. He's upset. He's very upset. You know, and that's what happens because the defensive front seven has been taking care of Edgerrin James. It's been the pass defense that hasn't been there. Here's Fair right here. That's within 5. That's within 5. And I didn't see how far he carried him past there. But if that was all it was, that was within 5, and you're allowed to have that.
Ball's at the 44-yard line. A first down. 5 penalties on the Lions defense in the game. And there's the first sack of the game. James Jones, the man you mentioned earlier, busting through and taking Peyton Manning down. Only the 8th sack given up by the Colts this season.
Well, James Jones, he's been really disruptive. Every place he's moved, he's bounced all up and down the line. Here he is right here now. He gets that shot on Tyreek Glenn. They try to do a little stunt over there and have Scroggins come inside him. But the guard never went out that way with him. McKinney never turned out towards Tyreek Glenn.
Loss of 7 on the play. Colts at their own 37. Manning sends everybody out. Throws and completes. Wide open. On the play was Marvin Harrison. His 6th catch of the game. 13-yard pickup.
You know, when you sack Peyton Manning, that's really a prize for a defensive lineman. That's a feather in your cap because the guy doesn't get dumped a lot. He's hard to get to. The passing rhythm which he has, he gets rid of the ball quick. He makes his adjustments and reads and anticipates very quickly. It's a lot like Marino was down in Miami. The ball's going to come out quick. He knows where he's going to go with it, and on the offensive line does a good job.
I want to correct myself. Marvin Harrison's 7th reception of the game. 7 catches, 83 yards. Colts pick up the blitz, and that pass is intercepted by Brian Westbrook. And he gets back up to midfield. Westbrook, who had 2 interceptions last week, picks that one off, and it looked like there was a little misread on the play.
Well, Marvin Harrison went right to the side judge and was complaining that Westbrook had his hand in his jersey, and he turned back inside instead of turning up.
Peyton Manning intercepted for the first time in the last 3 games. Lions start from their own 48. Herman Moore in motion. 3 wide receivers for Detroit. James Stewart busts into Colts territory down around the 43-yard line. Picked up 9 on the play. Chad Cota made the tackle. Look at Brian Westbrook. 4 interceptions this season. 3 in the last 2 games. He had 2 against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Fair's sitting right beside him, and watch what Westbrook does. See, he's got that handful of collar, and Harrison's trying to get off of that collar, get free and come back, and Manning threw the ball to the other side. Hey, he got away with one there, but when you get an interception out of it and get away with it, that's just an interception.
That's right. James Stewart first down yardage down to the 41-yard line. Stewart rushed in the first half for just 22 yards.
Well, he got almost 9 yards in that carry. That's the most he's had, the longest he's had today. And that's, for this offense, I'm surprised they haven't done more of that. I mean, lean heavy on the run and have your play stuff come off the run. They came out in the first half, Sam, trying to throw to set up the run. I didn't quite get that.
Still going with 3 wide receivers. The draw play to Stewart gets about a yard. Miami was down 17-0. They come back as they try to stay even with the Colts. The dump off the screen to James Stewart, turns it into a big gainer, goes to the sideline, and he's out of bounds inside the 10. Well, that turned into a big one for the Lions.
Well, it was set up well. It was executed well. It is the screen to James Stewart outside. The line get in front of him. They get the initial blocks to spring him. Then watch at the end here who's going to come in the picture. Johnny Morton is all the way downfield. He gets that block right there on Blevins, and that gets him another 5 or 6 yards.
30-yard pickup.
This is a team that looks like they got chewed out at halftime.
First and goal for the Lions at the 9. The toss to Mario Bates, trying to beat Halsey. He does. He goes in. Touchdown, Lions. Mario Bates steps in for James Stewart and goes 9 yards for the Lions' first score of the game, and they needed that one big time.
The one thing Mario Bates does possess is speed. When he can get that thing going north and south, when he got to the corner and could turn it north and south, he's got some jets on him.
And the Lions are going to go for 2, trailing 23-6.
I wonder if that has anything to do with their field goal kicker.
Oh, that's mean. James Stewart in the backfield, 3 wide receivers left for Detroit.
Remember the field goal kicker ricocheted off the goal?
I understand that. But he could make an extra point.
You've been calling me mean a lot today.
Moore in motion. Stewart cuts inside, and he's in. 2 points for the Lions.
And the Lions came out of halftime with an attitude. It's like they awoke. They went in there the first half, they slipped through, and they came out charged up. This is a whole different attitude on this Lions team.
Lions are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions.
This is just a little flip 80. It's going to the right side here. They get the linebackers biting inside. Halsey doesn't keep contained, and they flip that ball. Mario Bates has the speed. Turn that corner.
Second touchdown of the season for Mario Bates. Jason Hanson kicks off. Terrence Wilkins at the 1. Oh, good coverage. The ball is loose. Still rolling around. Still loose.
Watch it.
And did it go to the sideline? Is it out of bounds? Here's the question. It's Colts ball. It fell out of bounds before the Lions could gain control. Larry Foster was the last man diving at it. Several players had a chance.
The ball was fumbled forward and out of bounds by the return team. It will be returned to the spot of the fumble. First down.
Chance for Kowalkowski. He missed. A chance for Lamar Campbell. He missed. So did Foster. The Lions have challenged the ruling on the field that the ball was out of bounds.
Well, this is going to be very close, Sam, but it's worth the challenge, because if they do have a chance, you're going to see the ball from this angle never hits the white out of bounds mark. Now the question is, does Larry Foster's helmet hit the out of bounds? Watch. He pulls it in and is not out of bounds, but watch his helmet when he declares. Now, see, there's a chance there that he could have possession before his head got out of bounds. And I think it's worth the challenge for Detroit to lose a timeout, even this early into the half, because the momentum that they had mustered coming out of halftime, if they gain it back.
Oh, if they win this challenge, the game turns around right here. The entire complexion of the game changes.
Well, they came out of halftime with a different attitude, I thought.
They're showing it. There's a buzz in the stadium. They're showing it on the scoreboard.
Well, you know what's funny is the Lions offense is now walking out onto the field. They're up there ready to take over the ball.
They're confident. Mike Carey is looking it over, and only he will make the
There's a
decision.
good chance.
This is very close,
This
Bill.
could go, well, yeah, it is, because, you know, from the camera angle, from this, it's very tough to declare where exactly that lies.
And he has to control the ball. Now, right there. Wow. Well, Mike Carey has made his decision. And here it is.
It has to be undisputed visual evidence, or else
After
it
reviewing the
stands.
play, the Detroit player had possession inbounds. They retained possession, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Wow.
Detroit will not be charged with a timeout.
Detroit wins the challenge. It's the third takeaway for the Lions in the game. They have 24 on the season.
You know, I think that's a pretty gutsy decision by the referee to give that to him. Mike Carey, that's very questionable as to whether his helmet is over before possession. And if they don't have undisputed visual evidence, he could have very easily said the play stands as called on field, because that's the only angle they have. He made that ruling, and I think that's a gutsy, good call by the referee.
And a big one for Bobby Ross and the Lions, who have the ball at the Colts 20-yard line. They go with 2 tight ends. The play fake, Batch rolling. He's at the line of scrimmage. He was across the line and went down. Had he thrown it, it would have been an illegal forward pass. Jason Belzer was the man there, the free safety, to stop Charlie Batch. No gain on the play.
Charlie.
Big turn in this game. The Lions have scored, got a 2-point conversion, trail 23-8, and takeaways have been the lifeblood for the Lions this season.
Yeah, and points off of the turnovers have been bad. They need 7 out of this one.
Stabline in motion. James Stewart picks up a block but doesn't get much. Maybe a yard or 2. Bernard Whittington, the left tackle, made the stop.
And they find themselves right back at that 3rd and forever. And they go into halftime. They were only 1 of 6, Sam. 17% on 3rd downs in the first half. And the reason is when they don't get that big yardage on 1st down. That's been the problem for them.
3rd and 9. Mario Bates in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the left. Larry Foster in motion. Batch to Foster, cuts inside, 1st down inside the 10, falls forward to about the 7-yard line. The very speedy Larry Foster, a rookie out of LSU, gets the wide receiver screen.
And he doesn't know all the routes. So what do? They wide receiver. This is screen them. This is something out of the Chicago Bears offense. They get the lineman downfield in front, and Foster has good speed. So let him use it. Let him stay put, get the pass, and then get the line out in front of him to block.
He got it down to the 6-yard line. James Stewart is back in the backfield for the Lions on 1st and goal. Stewart cuts inside, lost the football. Big pile up. Who's got it? They've got a 1 pile. The Lions say they recovered. Did Barrett Brooks, the left tackle, dive on top? If he did, he would have saved the day.
Look at the official. He's down there. He's down there.
Oh, the Colts have it. Colts recover. Who knows what was going on at the bottom of the pile, Bill?
They're still pushing and tugging and pulling down there.
The
Look,
tug
they're
of
pulling
war.
people off.
The last man up was Walter Rasby, and he has the football.
Look at the officials down there at the bottom of the whole thing.
The referee, Mike Carey, initially pointed to the Colts. Yes, he says it's Colts ball.
That was the umpire Garth DeFelice, he was down there right underneath all of it, trying to declare who had that ball.
There was Brooks. He was diving for it, but somebody on the bottom of the pile pulled it away from him. It's Colts ball. Second turnover of the game for the Lions. Colts start from their own 2-yard line after recovering the fumble. Play fake by Manning, comes out of the end zone to Ken Dilger up to the 10-yard line. Boy, things have turned around in this game, Bill.
Well, first it was a kickoff, turns Wilkins with a fumble. Larry Foster recovery here after the challenge. Then 4 plays later, they get down there with the Foster screenplay, and James Stewart gets racked. He just gets nailed by Mike Peterson. That ball popped out, and there's a tussle for it, and everybody is in that scrum. Officials were in there. The umpire is down underneath the whole mess of it all. Talking about hands-on, that's hands-on right there.
The Lions had lost only 2 fumbles all season coming into this game. They've lost 2 in this game.
Garth DeFelice was down there in the middle of it all, looking, and he's rolling around. He's got people laying on top of him. Probably a bad smell down there as well, but he came out and he said blue ball.
Got a look at Barrett Brooks, the left tackle, who thought he had a recovery but didn't. Second and short here. Edger and James gets a first down as he picks up 3 up to the 13-yard line. The Lions with 3 takeaways, which have been a key to their success this season, but they have not been able to turn them into a lot of points. 1 turnover, the interception, they turned into 8 points, but this latest one they failed to cash in on. Tracy Scroggins, number 97. For the game, Peyton Manning, 18 for 25, 253 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Edgerrin James, see the numbers on him. Marvin Harrison's had a strong game. Off the play fake, outside of Harrison. Takes it to the sideline and out of bounds at the 28. A first down for the Colts, chased out by Bryant Westbrook. 8th catch of the game for Marvin Harrison. And he's getting close to his 7th 100-yard game of the season.
I didn't catch the whole thing.
8 catches, 98 yards for Harrison. Edgerrin James with a fullback, Jim Finn, in the lineup. Here's James. Busting across the 30 to the 32. James Jones made the tackle for Detroit. Are they wearing down at all, Bill, the Lions defense?
I don't think the front 7 are. Yeah, they're still, I mean, heck, they're keeping Edgerrin James in check. They can rush that. Defensively, you'll take that all day. If they want to come at you with that, I think where they're getting them is in the play action and the speed of Marvin Harrison and Wilkins.
On 2nd and 6. Swing it out to Jim Finn, and the fullback, he got the ball. Gets up to the 35.
That's Jim Finn's first reception on the year. As a fullback, he has yet to carry the ball. But you know what? When everybody else is getting into the mix of things, you have to find other ways. And that's quite a credit to Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator. He'll find a way to get, hey, you know, put him in there. Let's use some things. We've used the tight ends. We've used the wide receivers. They're taking Edgerrin away. Oh, we'll swing pass it outside to the fullback.
He was the last player drafted in 1998 by the Chicago Bears. Manning with time. Looking for someone to come open. Now he goes deep for Harrison. Oh, he missed it. He had a chance on the diving try. He came open, but he just dropped it. He knows he's looking back to Peyton Manning. Ron Rice was the man he had beaten at the last moment.
And Ron Rice caught a break because Peyton Manning was scrambling around. He was under pressure. He had to carry it all the way to the sidelines. And that's tough. You're a safety, Ron Rice, and he's a good cover safety. But when you get matched up deep with Marvin Harrison, that's rough.
Lions dodge a bullet. Hunter Smith with a punt. Desmond Howard on the return. Takes it upfield. Watch out. Hunter Smith, the only man to beat. Desmond Howard takes it to the house. No, he's a yard short. Hunter Smith got him down at the 1-yard line. 81-yard return for Desmond Howard. And yet another turnaround in this game.
You know, the one thing we talked about it right off the top, the Lions have heart. This isn't the lion like from the Wizard of Oz that didn't have heart. These Lions have heart, and they're never out of it. They're limited offensively due to injuries, but a Bobby Ross team will always find a way to keep things exciting. The Colts knew coming into it Desmond Howard was a threat returning the ball.
Hunter Smith saves the touchdown. It's officially an 80-yard return. Sloan in motion. Stewart, no hole. The Colts throw him back. Jeff Burris and Jason Belzer.
Well, they may have been there for the wrap-up, but the guy with the push and all the weight on top of him was 95 Bernard Whittington. Whittington was in there with Aaron Gibson and Jeff Hardings coming down on him. And yeah, that's a ton of mass.
Loss of a yard on the play. 2nd and goal for the Lions at the 3. Sloan in motion. Play fake. Batch looking, throwing. Incomplete. Intended for Walter Rasby, the other tight end, deep in the end zone.
Little play action roll. Compton out in front on the bootleg. Schlesinger's covered up. Tries to throw to the backside here on Dwight Hollier.
Rasby's caught only 2 passes all season.
Right through his hands.
Right through his hands. Mario Bates in the backfield for the Lions. 3rd and goal from the 3. Batch for Moore. He threw it behind him. Herman Moore slipped as he made his turn. David Macklin, a rookie out of Penn State, was covering on the play.
Well, I'm not sure if Charlie Batch threw that behind him, trying to throw to the backside shoulder, or Herman Moore slipped. I think that ball was just thrown behind.
Charlie Batch just 7 for 18 in the game.
He was in front of Macklin, so he could have thrown the ball to his front side. He didn't have to throw it. He was in front of him in position. That was just a poor throw on Batch.
The Lions go for 3. Jason Hansen out of John Jett's hole, 26-yarder. And this one is through. Excuse me, 21-yarder. 21-yard field goal for Jason Hansen. The Lions get 3. There's the punter, Hunter Smith. He saved 4 big points for the Indianapolis Colts. He never gave up on Desmond Howard. Howard went by him, and Hunter Smith, a great athlete, came from behind and took him down.
Well, normally I wouldn't allow you to call a punter a great athlete, but they sure feel that way here in Indianapolis, that he can do a lot of things.
Onside kick.
Recovered.
And it's recovered. It went 10 yards.
See that?
The Lions recover. Dwight Hollier was the man down without the helmet. Jason Hansen, the kicker, recovered his own onside kick. Hollier is hurt.
The ball was recovered by the kickers beyond 10 yards. 1st down.
Wow, the Lions are coming up with some things here in the second half.
You see them bailing out early. Watch the return guys. They bail. Now this wall comes down, and they just knock the daylights. Hollier gets whacked there. Peterson's blocked. That was done and executed as well as you can. Watch Kowalkowski on the hit.
And what a great job by Hansen. He had to wait for the ball to cross the 40-yard line.
He had that line in front of him protected, and he turned his back to what rushers would come tackle him and he fell on the balls as soon as it trickled across 10.
One of the great special teams players in the league, Scott Kowalkowski. Whose dad, as right now we're checking out Dwight Hoyer. Kowalkowski's dad was a guard for the Lions and finished up his career in Green Bay, where he was a teammate of James Lofton in Lofton's rookie year. Lofton finished his career in Philadelphia, and he was a teammate of Scott Kowalkowski in his rookie year.
Kowalkowski, his father played for the Lions. His mom works in the front office. He's been a longtime player for the Lions. He says, you know what? He says, Mr. Ford's been taking care of my family for a lot of generations. He says there's not a day I don't walk by his office and say, hello, Mr. Ford, how are you?
One of the leaders on the Lions, special teams captain, and another big play. The good news is Dwight Hoyer is back on his feet for the Colts.
You know, that AstroTurf, you know, you hear about the players that get turf burns all the time. Well, it's usually on your elbows and your knees when you come down and land on that stuff, because that's the places that you know, your bare skin showing. Rarely do you get it on your head or your face, as you can see.
My goodness.
Hoyer has just a layer of skin raked off his head. And you know what the thing about those things are, though? They never go away. They will never go away. He's got to put a helmet on every single day. And every single day he puts it on and takes it off, that thing's going to open back up.
Good to see him running off the field under his own power. The Colts can ill afford to lose linebackers. They lost Rob Morris, their first-round draft pick, done for the season. And now their starting middle linebacker goes off. Play fake by Batch. Under pressure. He threw it away. And it's ruled incomplete. There's the flag. Yeah, that's the right call.
Well, you know what would have been a better call would have been in the grasp, because Josh Williams had him wrapped up for some point of time. That whistle could have blown.
Josh Williams, the rookie out of Michigan, playing with a broken thumb, has really played a strong game.
Well, again, they're talking about that left side of the line. Bobby Ross has said that's been a problem for him in the first half. He was over Compton that time.
Intentional grounder. Offense number 10. 10 yards. Loss of down. Second down.
Here's Williams. You see right here. He gets by. Compton actually gets knocked off. But, well,
I think Charlie would have been safer just taking the ball down and taking the sack there.
Well, yeah, James Stewart was in the picture, and that's the guy he saw. I want you to take a look. You can't see it from this angle. It could have been blown dead right there, but James Stewart was behind the line of scrimmage, and that's what Charlie saw. Take a look. Stewart knocks off Compton, and then he's right here. And Charlie sees him and is trying to throw the ball.
On 2nd and 20, pressure again. The screen dropped off to James Stewart. Picked up a couple of blocks, stumbles, and gets up to the 39-yard line. Got 9 yards back. Will bring up a 3rd and long for the Lions. Mike Peterson and Tyrone Poole in on the tackle as Dwight Collier gets medical care on the bench.
You know, right now where the ball is marked on the field, that's not even where they recovered it on the onside kick. And that's how this offense has just been shooting themselves in the foot all day.
2 for 8 on 3rd downs. Larry Foster in motion. Blitz coming. He gets rid of it quickly. Johnny Morton was hit by Marcus Washington, then brought down by Jason Belzer, short of a 1st down.
Aaron Gibson was out on that play. He had some dizziness going on. Barrett Brooks had to go to right tackle. But this is the area of the field right here. You have 4th down, Sam, and you're under 5 yards. Yeah, I think this is where you kind of try to slow down that cadence a little bit and try to draw them off sides.
John Jett waiting. 6th punt of the game. Good high kick. Wilkins lets it bounce, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. We're late in the third quarter. 54-yard punt, but the touchback will give the Colts the ball on the 20-yard line. You might laugh if you saw me skate.
Have you done it
I can
before?
stand up and hold on.
I would laugh no matter what, but I was just asking, do you know how to, are you a good skater?
No.
Central Park there, you don't do that thing?
No. I hold on to the side, the rail. Fake toss. Manning on first down being rushed. Throwing, and the ball is dropped. Wilkins, the intended receiver. Kurt Schultz and Brian Westbrook were there covering. Kurt Schultz, who leads the NFL with 6 interceptions. Well, we've had a lot of swings in this third quarter. The Lions have come back into the game, but could have been even closer.
Well, yeah, if Desmond Howard could have scored, that was 7 points. Hunter Smith saved 4. They also could have scored when they had that fumble down there with James Stewart. That was a 7. That was easy 7 going in after the challenge.
Edger and James wrestled down by Robert Porcher. Short pickup on the play, and we've come to the end of the third quarter. The Lions get on the board against Jim Mora's team. They score 11 points and make it a game. It's 23-11. Sam Rosen, Bill Moss, and our Fox crew here at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis as we get set to start the fourth quarter. And what a wild third quarter. We had the punt return, we had the onside kick, we had fumbles, interceptions, and now we've got a ball game. Peyton Manning throwing to Ken Dilger up at the 30-yard line, close to a first down. Here's what went on. Fumble. A challenge that Detroit won. James Stewart fumbles heading for the goal line. Onside kick recovered by the kicker. Punt return looked like a touchdown for Desmond Howard, but no, the punter drags him down at the 1-yard line.
And all they were able to muster out of that was 1 touchdown on the opening drive and a field goal.
Dilger was short of a first down, and Hunter Smith is back for his 5th punt of the game. Desmond Howard lets it bounce, takes it on the high bounce at the 25, and is down. Brad Scioli, number 99, makes the tackle. Second-year man out of Penn State down in a hurry on coverage. Dwight Hodger patched up on the sideline. Meanwhile, the Colts going with 6 defensive backs. Mike Peterson, the lone linebacker. Batch on first down. Try to get it to Herman Moore. Herman Moore, hoping for a flag, was held up a little bit by David Macklin as he tried to make his cut upfield. Charlie Batch 9 for 22 for 102 yards in the game.
Well, you can see where the ball's been thrown. Behind, over, under, and 7. He's either had to throw away or been dumped or roughed or knocked down.
He's 4 for 8 in the second half. James Stewart taking it outside, picked up about 5 on the play. Bring up an important third down for the Lions. Tyrone Poole made the tackle.
The Lions on offense look like they're playing faster, if that's possible, than they did in the first half.
Down by 12. 3 wide receivers in for the Lions. They've got to get to the 36 for first down. Colts go with 6 defensive backs. Mario Bates in the backfield for the Lions. Flag on the play, and the play is whistled down. Looks like a false start against Detroit.
Before the snap, false start, offense number 77.
Mike
5
Compton.
yards, third down.
Lions have Aaron Gibson still out. He's on the sideline. Barrett Brooks has moved over to right tackle. Ray Roberts has been struggling all day, is back in at left tackle.
And they get into a manageable third down, one of the more manageable ones they've had all day at 3rd and 5, and now they get set back again. 3rd and 10.
There's the big man.
That's an understatement.
Experienced some dizziness and has not returned. Lions have to get to the 36 for a first down. Batch gets time. Hold it down. Now throws. And it is picked off. Tyrone Poole with the interception.
I don't think Bobby Ross can be that happy right now with Charlie Batch. I really don't. You know, yes, he has been under some pressure today, but when he's had to make the plays, they haven't been there. This is a makeable play. And again, put that in the collection of underthrown, the category we've just showed you.
Morton was open momentarily. First interception of the game thrown by Charlie Batch, his 8th of the season.
Well, he gets some pressure in the middle, and he steps up, and he gets outside the pocket. Right there, he just underthrew Johnny Morton. That would have been a huge play for him.
First interception for Tyrone Poole this season. Each team with 3 turnovers. Colts go from their own 32. Edger and James. Good hole. Turns it into a big gainer. Down at the Lions' 45-yard line. Good run for Edger and James. He may become the big man here in the 4th quarter.
Well, they take a chance here. Detroit takes a chance. Watch. Here's Ron Rice, a strong safety, who should normally be right in here. He blitzes. Now watch where the ball ends up. Right where he was. No Ron Rice. That's a chance you take sometimes when you gamble on first down and blitz to try to blow something up.
22-yard pickup. Edger and James is always at his best in the 4th quarter. 22 carries, 72 yards in the game for the AFC's leading rusher. James back to the line of scrimmage. Chris Claiborne leading the way. The first hit.
James Jones there as well. He's had a heck of a ball game.
Jones has been there all day.
Yeah. You know, I like watching the interior guys that you can't really see them do much. You know, they just kind of push around, and in the bottom of the pile, they emerge. You see their number down there. You can't really see their skills running downfield or scraping like linebackers do, or doing something spectacular. But if you look close, some grunts do a pretty good job.
Loss about half a yard. Manning lets go and completes to Marvin Harrison for a first down at the Lions' 35-yard line. And Marvin Harrison is over 100 yards for the 7th time in 8 games this season.
I think the thing that amazes me about Marvin Harrison, Sam, is that you know he's good. And teams come into games knowing he's good. And he still is able to sustain those consecutive 100-yard games. I'm sure you go into games thinking we're going to shut this guy down or take him away, but nobody can end up doing it.
Manning checking off. Edger and James slips one man and another and gets back. Maybe picked up half a yard on the play. Travis Kershke, number 67, in on the tackle as the Lions use their defensive rotation. Kershke gets in. DeVries gets in. Good play on first down. Important play on first down for the Lions defense.
You know, although they've held Edgerrin James in check for the most part, not one of his huge days, but he's such a threat, Sam, that every time they do play action, they still invite the linebackers inside.
Manning looking left was Rush, throws, it's intercepted by Ron Rice. Second interception of the game and 4th takeaway of the game by the Lions.
And that's what Larry Pecketella was talking about, where we may not get the sacks, but we will get some pressure. And here comes the pressure right here. That was Lamar Campbell, who was in as a nickel back, and he came off the corner there. What they did with Scroggins and James Jones is they forced the guard and tackle inside and brought Lamar Campbell right off their hip.
So the Lions, again, a team that has stayed alive all season with takeaways, takes another one away. And they start from their 23 down by 12 points. James Stewart up across the 30. Good pickup on first down of about 8 yards on the play. Peyton Manning had not been intercepted in either of his last 2 games coming into today, but has been picked twice.
Picked twice in this game and knocked around a little in this game too. I think that, you know, he has to look at this and say, you know what, this Detroit defense, that's a heck of a group.
Lions go with 3 wide receivers, Moore, Morton, and Stabline. Stewart, no hole, bounced off, turns it into a gain, and a first down for the Lions.
You know, the little man was little there. you know, remember his dad calls him little man? Well, that time he got little because he got behind that big offensive line, and the Colts lost sight of where he was. They couldn't find him back there. He had his head tucked down. He was plowing into the line. Then he bounces it outside. Was able to pick up the first down.
He was a senior when Peyton Manning was a freshman at Tennessee and helped Peyton a lot. 15 carries, 60 yards for James Stewart. Batch down the sideline for Johnny Morton, incomplete. He was covered well by the rookie David Macklin. Macklin, the 3rd round pick. Colts are very happy with all 4 of their top picks this year. Rob Morris, who's out now, the linebacker out of BYU. David Macklin, Marcus Washington, and Josh Williams, the 4th round pick. Second and 10 for the Lions. The draw play to Stewart. Pushes his way up to about the 43 before the Colts put up the wall and shove him back. Brings up a very important 3rd down play.
You hear him call for that penny.
Yeah.
And what they do is Penny is going to be 3 down linemen. So they'll go 3 down linemen, 2 backers. And then you get your 6 DBs.
Looking at those numbers, Batch has not been able to get the ball to his wide receivers. Have to get to the 48, across the 48 for a first down. Mario Bates, he's got the first down. The 3rd down back does it again.
When doesn't he? And that's been a big find for Detroit. He's been a new weapon. He's been inserted into the lineup. Every time he comes in on 3rd down, it seems, he picks up a first down. If you remember, it was 3rd down and goal when he picked up that touchdown as he turned the corner on that little flip 80. And over the last couple weeks, when he gets in on 3rd downs, he makes it happen.
He scored a touchdown in the game for the Lions. He gets a first down at the Colts 48. Batch throwing, incomplete. Morton made the cut, but Charlie Batch's accuracy is way off.
Just out in front of him. And that's the timing thing. That's the one thing that's been missing in their passing game. It has been the rhythm. It has been the rhythm with the quarterback and the timing game in the pass routes.
Batch 9 for 25 for 102 yards, 1 interception. Larry Foster is in and is wide to the right side. He's a speed guy. And they go wide receiver screen, and Macklin hit him immediately. Boy, did he read that.
You got it, Sam. He read that perfectly. They tried that before when he was lined up outside there, and he wasn't fooled at all. Watch Macklin. This is a rookie, and this is what excites them about this youngster. Is this guy knows. It happened to him one time. He saw it, and he recognized it again and closed the second that Foster didn't come off the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 3 on the play. Lions have to get to the Colts 38 for a first down. A lot of noise from the crowd. Batch sends everybody out. Has time. Throwing, and it's intercepted. Jeff Burris stepped in front of Johnny Morton and picks it off.
Bobby Ross is hot.
And it's the Lions' 4th turnover. Let's see, they rule him out of bounds. Did he not get both feet down?
That's going to be the ruling.
Jeff Burris may have been out of bounds. He stepped in front, picked it off, but may not have gotten both feet down.
I think that was just a bad decision on the part of Charlie Batch once again.
Couldn't see it there, but it looked like the toe stepped on the sideline. That's the ruling, so no interception on the play, but it is a 4th down, and John Jett punts it away. Wilkins, fair catch at the 7-yard line. So the Colts get the ball, nevertheless, this time deep in their own territory. Bobby Ross shaking his head along the sideline. His Lions have had chances to get back in this game, but they've only scored 8 points off 4 takeaways in the game.
And on the road, or any time for that matter, but especially on an away game, if you want to sustain wins on the road, you've got to get those points off the turnover.
Now the Colts from their own 8-yard line. Edgerrin James taking it outside. Up close to the 20-yard line, a 1st down. Alan Aldridge chased him out. Good run for Edgerrin James.
You know, the one thing that has gone untouched or unnoticed through this second half is the fact that not only has Detroit come up with ways to take the ball away and turn it over, but their defense, the Lions defense, has really played outstanding. And
yes.
they have not allowed the Colts to do anything. In particular, they have not allowed them to get on the scoreboard in the second half thus far.
1st down for the Colts at the 21. They go with 2 tight ends. Fullback in the backfield, only 1 wide receiver, Marvin Harrison. James, good pickup. Across the 40-yard line, another 1st down as he's taken out at the 43. Chris Claiborne finally took him out.
Edgerrin James is like a screen door in a hurricane. I mean, he'll just keep banging you. And you know, you might stop it for a minute, but the force of him is just going to keep banging, and eventually he's going to get it.
He ran for just 36 yards in the 1st half. He's now over 100 yards for the 3rd consecutive game and the 4th time this season. 26 carries, 107 yards for Edgerrin James. Colts a 1st down at their 43. They've come from their own 8-yard line. James again, the workhorse, battles his way across midfield, dropped the ball, recovered by Terry Fair. Fair spinning and gets up to the 48-yard line. It's the 5th turnover for the Colts. And the team that leads the league in takeaways does it again. The Lions are still alive.
Well, they get a nice block outside by McKinney, breaks the tackle of Alan Aldridge, but when he gets to the sideline, there's too many hands, and that ball pops loose. I love this guy, James Jones, and the games he's playing today. Watch number 98 all the way down the line of scrimmage, taking the proper angles, bang, gets the tackle and strips the ball out. That's his 9th tackle of the day. Countless of pressures in the backfield, plus a caused fumble. Win, lose, or draw, that guy's my MVP.
Oh, he's had a great game. Kurt Schultz was there as well for the Lions, who go from the 48-yard line. Screen to Stewart. Turns it into a big gainer as he heads for the sideline. Stewart across the 30 and down inside the 25-yard line. Charlie Batch was hit as he threw. He released to James Stewart. And a huge pickup for the Lions, 28 yards.
You know, a lot of credit for this has to go to Sylvester Crooms. Sylvester Crooms knows that with the deep ball, Charlie Batch has had problem with his accuracy. It is not at all his strength. He's much better on the short to medium passes. He comes right back, and he puts in things that are manageable for Charlie to work with.
From the 25, Larry Foster in motion. Batch throwing for Herman Moore, and he overthrows him. There it is again, what you said, the long ball accuracy just isn't there.
Yeah, and you know what? He had David Sloan, too, the tight end, dragging across the middle of the field open. You know, Charlie just wants to make a play, and that's his nature. That's a competitive nature. I mean, you see Sloan, he's not real happy. He's like, you know, I was open. All that effort, I'm working real hard, I'm open. But you know what? Herman Moore was, too. It was just a poorly thrown ball.
3 wide receivers. Batch, shovel pass inside to Foster, gets down about the 20-yard line as they try to capitalize on the speed of Larry Foster. He went inside this time and got 5. Jeff Burris made the tackle. Larry Foster, undrafted out of LSU, had some personal problems there had a shoplifting arrest and people backed off on him. The Lions say he's been a model citizen since they signed him as a free agent.
Well, they researched into it and found out he was married, had a couple kids, and looked into the situation and thought, you know what, this guy's not a bad guy.
Mario Bates. And the third down back has another first down as he fights his way to the 11-yard line. Well, what a contributor Mario Bates has been for the Detroit Lions.
You know, Mario Bates is on the opposite sideline of a guy that he played for once down in New Orleans. And that guy was Jim Mora.
Jim Mora, that's right.
And he didn't last down there with Jim Mora. You know, there's nothing more sometimes you want to prove that you are something that someone else thinks you're not when you have to meet them again.
It's 1st and goal at the 10 for the Lions. Batch looking. Throwing to the corner. Incomplete. Intended for Johnny Morton. He was covered well by Tyrone Poole.
When you're struggling offensively, as the Lions are, due to injuries and due to lack of, you know, continuity as a team, that things aren't happening. When you have an opportunity to make plays, you've got to make them. Charlie Batch has got to make those plays.
I'm looking at the angle of the football, Bill, and it may be an inch short of the 10-yard line. So theoretically, the Lions might be able to get a first down without scoring a touchdown. We have an injured player for the Colts. Josh Williams is down. We'll step out for a moment. Josh Williams is okay, has gone to the sideline. The Lions have a 2nd and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. They have Aaron Gibson back at right tackle. Barrett Brooks has moved over to left. 3 wide receivers with David Sloan, the tight end, left. Everybody out. Complete to Brian Stabline, his first reception of the game, down close to the 5-yard line. Jason Belzer makes the stop. Red zone offense for the Lions. 4 possessions, a touchdown, a field goal, a missed field goal, and a fumble. Mario Bates is in for Detroit. 3rd and 5. Everybody out. The pump fake, the throw, touchdown, Herman Moore. Charlie Batch finally found the wide receiver open that he could get it to.
You know, this Lions team is amazing to me because it's been the same thing, Sam, every single week. No offensive continuity whatsoever, but a whole heck of a lot of desire.
First 4th quarter touchdown pass thrown by Charlie Batch this season as he finds Herman Moore. Jason Hansen is on for the extra point. With the Lions down by 6. And now it's a 5-point game. Herman Moore showing some intensity along the sideline.
Here's Herman Moore in the slot, and watch, he's matched up here with the defensive back, but he's going to come and he's going to settle inside. And then when he sees this outside, he gets inside the linebacker, Mike Peterson. Charlie Batch makes the throw to the right spot that time, and they got 7.
And they got 7 points after the turnover.
You see that nice little pump fake by Charlie Batch? Watch the pump fake by Batch. Now, watch the linebacker. That's what caused Peterson to go over the top. Just enough to sell it.
All right, Bill, they were successful with an onside kick earlier. 2:32 remaining. Lions have all their timeouts remaining. Go for an onside kick here.
2:32. No, you have time.
Okay.
Your defense has played well. I think you kicked the ball away.
The Colts are ready.
You have
for
all
it.
your timeouts.
The Colts are ready
and
for
you have
it.
a 2-minute. Of course they're ready for it. This is an opportunity, maybe a little pooch kick over their head.
Hansen steps forward. Line drives it into the end zone and through for a touchback. So the Colts will go on offense from the 20-yard line. Herman Moore's 2nd touchdown reception of the season. 5 turnovers in the game for the Colts. Edgerrin James with a fumble. Westbrook intercepts the Manning pass. A fumble on the return by Wilkins, recovered by the Lions. An interception by Ron Rice, and a second fumble by Edgerrin James. 5 takeaways by the Lions, who lead the NFL. It was 23-0 at halftime. The Lions have come back to close to within 5. James, no gain on the play. Kurt Schultz and Travis Kershke there.
And they jump right up, call timeout.
Timeout, Detroit. Their first. A 30-second timeout.
They have 2 timeouts left, plus the 2-minute warning.
Good point.
On the game clock.
Doing a great job as usual. Jim Mora pacing. Peyton Manning brings his team to the line with 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver, Marvin Harrison. Jim Finn is the fullback.
I don't like not having a safety deep with Marvin Harrison split wide.
Edgerrin James. No gain on the play. Aldridge and Schultz. Good job by the Lions. And they stop the clock again.
Timeout, Detroit. Their second. A 30-second timeout.
.2:15 remaining. The Colts led 23-0 at halftime. The game has turned around here in the second with the takeaways by the Detroit Lions. Here's 3rd and 10.
3 wide receivers in for the Colts.
Manning gets time, and his throw's incomplete. Intended for Marvin Harrison.
Nice play.
Bryant Westbrook.
Yeah, nice play by Westbrook.
So 3 and out for the Colts, who only had 11 all season coming into the game. And they've had a couple today.
Saw the break by Westbrook. Gets his body in front of Marvin Harrison. It's a heck of a break on the ball. Almost came up with a 6th turnover of the game.
Desmond Howard has had an 80-yard punt return in the game. Hunter Smith kicks it away high and far. Howard at the 24. Gets across the 35, and there's a flag on the play. 56-yard punt, 4.9 seconds hang time. But a holding against the Lions will cost them some yardage here. For the Colts, this game is getting bigger and bigger. The Jets were beaten in Buffalo 23-20. So a Colts win, and they would be tied for first place in the AFC East. Miami came back to beat Green Bay, so Miami is 6-2. The Jets are 6-2, and if the Colts can hang on, they'd be 6-2.
During the return, holding by number 17 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. They retain possession. First down.
It's Larry Foster right down here.
2-minute warning.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. The Lions are trailing, but they have the ball. Lions set to go from their own 20-yard line. With 1:59 remaining, Lions have 1 timeout. They trail by 5. They have to go 80 yards.
And a Colts defense that's been under scrutiny all year now has the time to silence the critics.
Foster in motion. Blitz coming. Batch throws and completes it, but the play was whistled down. False start against Detroit. You can see how upset.
For the snap. False start. Offense, number 71. 5 yards. Remains first down.
I thought they had Washington flinching there. It looked to me as if the Colts defender flinched first and then Gibson moved. You know, this crowd noise is getting loud. He can't hear the snap count. He's looking at the defender.
9th penalty called on the Lions. Mario Bates is in the backfield for Detroit. 3 wide receivers. Batch gets time, throws, and it's intercepted by David Macklin. The rookie out of Penn State picks it off. Second interception of the game for the Colts. And the Lions comeback is going to come up short unless they can come up with a miracle here.
Look at David Macklin. Did you see the way he baited Charlie Batch? He sat inside. He looked. Watch Macklin looking inside. He waits. He sees the separation. Then he closes. That is outstanding corner play by a rookie.
First NFL interception for David Macklin. Bobby Ross can only look at the clock. Colts at the Lions 25. Harrison in motion. Lions have only one timeout. Edgerrin James gets a yard before he's thrown back. Chris Claiborne led the charge. Lions stopped the clock.
Timeout, Detroit.
Missed opportunities for the Lions today. 1:47 remaining. Colts leading by 5, and they have the ball. Charlie Batch can only sit and wonder what if. 2 interceptions he's thrown in this game. Lions may still be able to get the ball back if they can hold, but there'll be very few seconds on the clock. James takes it outside. Good blocking. Goes to the end zone. Touchdown.
Oh, Bobby Ross is hot. He just slammed his headset down on the ground.
He knows it's over. The turnover is turned into a touchdown by Edgerrin James. A 24-yard run to seal it for the Indianapolis Colts.
And I can't say I blame Bobby Ross for his feelings. There's a number of opportunities, Sam, for Detroit to take this game with all the turnovers, with Charlie Batch, missed opportunities in the end zone to open receivers.
Hope he didn't break it.
He doesn't care right now.
You're right. Edgerrin James has run for 103 yards in the second half. 139 for the game.
Very quietly.
Kick is good. The Colts have put it away with 1:42 to go. They lead 30-18. 11th touchdown this season for Edgerrin James. For the Detroit Lions, they had chances. Field goal late in the first half. Hits both uprights and stays out. That was a 29-yarder. Inside the 5-yard line, James Stewart fumbled. Punt return by Desmond Howard, 80 yards, but he's caught by the punter at the 1, and they only settled for a field goal.
That's right.
And then the interception by David Macklin, his first in the NFL.
You know, and it really should have been a telltale sign right from the get-go when that ball hit both goalposts. That,
right.
You know, that's what kind of day it was going to be, no matter what they accomplished.
For the Colts, Edgerrin James and Marvin Harrison, the 10th time that they have both gone over 100 yards in the same game. Harrison receiving and James rushing, and they'll be 9-1 in those games.
And you don't discount anything with Desmond Howard back there. A quick return here on a kickoff and then an onside kick.
You think I'm too quick with this?
Well, you know, Desmond Howard, he's always a threat.
No doubt. Danny Kite kicking off. Howard backs up 2 yards and brings it out. Oh! Huge hit! Phil Glover, who was just signed off the practice squad with a monstrous hit on Desmond Howard. We heard it up here. We're a couple of levels away from the field.
Heard it. I felt it. He gets up into that wedge, and watch Glover 51 enter the picture. Boom.
Man alive.
You want to make a team and stick around? When you get your opportunities, you rock somebody's world like that, you'll be on special teams for a long time, Phil Glover.
He was with Tennessee last season, played for the Scottish Claymores in NFL Europe, and now with the Colts. Mario Bates taking the short toss, gets up to the 40-yard line. The Lions are out of timeouts, trailing by 12. Line up, no huddle. Batch sends everybody out. Throws short to Larry Foster. He's brought down across midfield by Cornelius Bennett. Clock running, coming down to a minute to go in the game. Batch shouting out the play. Short to David Sloan, the tight end, down at the 44-yard line. Clock running with 45 seconds remaining. Why no spike here? Valuable time ticking off. Still no spike. Batch looking. Runs with it. Can't get to the sideline. Cutting inside. Gets down to the 24-yard line. Now they're looking to spike it. 20 seconds to go. They've got to get everybody set. They do. The clock stops on the spike with 15 seconds. Today's game was produced by Michael Burks, directed by Andy Kindle, associate director Rich Dewey, our broadcast associate Tom Yohe, technical producer David Graham, studio show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy, senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Our spotter Gary Lynn, our statistician in the booth Emmett McGuire, statistician downstairs Mark Sasta, and on the Fox box Ty Yohe. Batch throws and completes. Brock Olivo inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. And that's your ball game. It's over. The Colts are 6-2. The Lions are 5-3. Man, what a second half.
I'll tell you this, certainly not boring. A lot of excitement and a lot of determination out of the Lions. Their offense, Sam, it's just not there. The integral parts to make big plays aren't there, but the passion and desire is.
Bobby Ross acknowledges Jim Mora, wishes him well in the second half of the season. The Colts are tied for first place in the AFC East. Indianapolis, New York Jets, Miami Dolphins are all 6-2. For the Lions, they go to 5-3. Minnesota lost today, so that's good news for Detroit. They remain 2 games behind Minnesota. Tampa Bay is now 4-4 in the race in the NFC Central. For Charlie Batch, a tough afternoon. For Peyton Manning, a great first half, and then the Lions shut them down for the most part in the second half.
One thing about the Colts offense is, though, they're able to use everybody on that offense. They saved some stuff in the second half. They milked out the running game with Edgerrin James. But heck, they come away with it with a win.
Let's go down to the field to Eric Ritchie. Eric?
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Peyton, a big win for this team. You're now 6-2. I don't know if you know it, but the Jets lost today. Miami won. You're now in a first-place tie. That's a big win for you.
Well, it's a huge win for us. I don't think there are ugly wins. All wins are sweet, but certainly there'll be plenty to learn from in this film as far as protecting the ball, interceptions and fumbles. But I feel like we beat a good football team today.
I heard you talk to the team and your offense to continue to do the things that they've been doing despite the turnovers.
Yeah, you can't panic. I mean, sometimes things just don't go your way, and you make throws or you put the ball on the ground, and those things just don't normally happen. But when they do, you can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You got to do something about it. It took finally in the fourth quarter, in the last couple of minutes, we finally made a play in the second half on Edgerrin's touchdown.
Peyton, thanks a lot. Peyton Manning's 22nd career win has the Colts in a 3-way tie for first. Sam, back to you.
Thanks, Eric. Peyton Manning, 22 for 33. 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions as the Colts beat the Lions 30-18.